Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Vikas Bajaj to kind of go over some of this stuff. I want to put this video up again that Marianne showed us, Vic, because it really is kind of astonishing here. You've got this Danilo Cavalcante scaling the wall of this jail, and it's kind of amazing how he does it. He's skipped over a couple of wire fences. He's been spotted 5 different times. And I guess the question, Vic, as you watch him go up the wall is he that good or that lucky? What do you make of this?
Well, these attempts are not rare. Successful ones are the true rarity, Trace. But in this case, these types of efforts are not conducted unless there's a significant amount of choreography. If you notice in the video, when he's scaling the wall in that very unique manner, there's also another individual that sort of follows him into that hallway and is really the lookout. So you can kind of start to see when you peel the layers of the onion away, there's a lot of planning and premeditation, but the real fear is when an individual like this is on the run, having been convicted of serious murder charges in front of 2 young girls, you really have a suicide by cop potential issue, or you have a hostage issue, because surely once being sentenced to life without parole, that's not something he's looking forward to again.
No, it's amazing. And speaking of heart-rending video, I want to play this because this is a woman who was beaten in 3:20 in the morning in the New York subway. The New York, here, in fact, let's play the victim first, and then we'll talk about the New York Post. Here's the victim talking about the attack.
And I told the cops to lock him up because he attacked me, assaulted me. And then they took him and they had him upstairs, right? I'm still downstairs. They had him locked up upstairs, right? And then they came back downstairs. They said, well, if they lock him up, they have to lock me up too.
The amazing thing about this is after the video of the beating with the cane, Vic, they let this guy go.
Well, that is amazing on a number of different levels, but the real frightening thing is this is such a test case, Trace, because you have the unity of a perfect storm. You have clear mental illness. This individual once put his last known address on a criminal report on a prior arrest as a psychiatric hospital. You have a person who has multiple felony convictions, including 2 assaults against police officer felony cases. So you have the mental illness, you have the serious violence, and you couple that with sometimes bail-friendly policies which allow for early release for convicted felons or even pretrial release. You really have a recipe for disaster, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is the last case, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, a student sexually assaulted, beaten almost to death, allegedly by 26-year-old Brandon Thompson. He stayed at the scene, Vic, because he wanted to act like a witness. These are really becoming not common, but we hear more of these types of incidents on campuses.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the real issue with sex assaults on campus is not only is it so frightening for the students, but it's frightening for parents and family members and people in the general community. The problem is this district attorney is going to have a difficult proposition in front of him. This district attorney from Dane County back in February authorized the early release on lower bail of a convicted sex offender. Well, only to find out that a few weeks later that early released convicted sex offender reoffended and sexually assaulted another person. So this district attorney now has to play the tune to appease those who believe in low bail and no pretrial incarceration against reality and what happens when these risks really face the community, Trace.
Yeah, seems like a pattern. Vikas Bajaj, great to have you on as always. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.